Hi, my name is Sima, and I'm 18. What I discovered yesterday is that I have achieved everything I wanted ever since I was 11. I think that what we want to have is happiness. You probably want to ask, why am I saying happiness and not happiness? And the thing is that I kind of fixed my psyche, so now I'm mentally healthy. And yeah, my path started when I was 11, so it's been a long path. And no, I didn't visit a psychologist, and no, in the beginning I didn't know that I have any mental diseases. Well, I thought I had, but I didn't check them out. And you're gonna see that I've achieved all that. Then I turned 16, knowing that now I'm a normal person. That probably meant that I'm a mentally healthy person, or a neurotic as a last resort. But then I found a person who has made me happy. She loved me, I loved her, and she's just my friend. I mean, of course, platonic love. We accepted everything in each other, so here I am, having almost everything I can wish for. Despite some difficulties with my closest, with my parents, for example. But you know what? I've managed to fix them as well. Of course, I didn't completely change them, but I've taught them how to be better, how to treat people, because throughout my path, I've read a lot of books about psychology, and I have learned how to communicate with people, how to treat them. So now I even know how I feel about a person when I think that we can be in relationships. You can say I'm very selective when talking about relationships. I still haven't any serious relationships because when I got into them, I understood that I can't be with them. And I can't be with person if they're not perfect for me. So now I even know that there are some people that I could make relationship with. And I feel like I need something more in this life, because I feel like I've really accomplished everything. And I want to achieve something more. What next? I can say that it's my skill. I can change people because I've learned how to change myself, and I know how to change other people. But the thing is, I'm not really interested in that because I don't see the point of it. There are too many people who better be changed, better be helped, just like that. But I would really like to find a way to help the society, the world, any chance. This will be a little bit painful, because in the age of 18, I sit and understand that I can't do things that I thought were my passions. Just maybe half a year ago, I thought that I had 3 passions, and I could spend my life on them. What are they? Math, psychology, and acting. Here I am. I don't really like acting anymore. Well, I have a gift for it ever since my childhood, because I'm very empathic, so it's easy for me to feel like I'm somebody else. Another thing, I acted a few days ago and really didn't understand why. Because for me, the play was meaningless. So now I sit and think that acting won't give me what I want. Because if I'm an actress, what will I get? How will I persuade? I will just be an actress. Maybe I could be a really good actress, well known, really loved, having a lot of fans, but I don't really care about it. So, moving on, we have psychology. Psychology, cool. At first, I started studying myself, analyzing myself and all that. I adored psychology. I adored analyzing other people, learning new stuff, but now I feel like I've learned so much that it's not that interesting to me anymore. Like, I don't really know where to go next. I see a person, I understand the person. If I don't understand anything, I'll just need to sit and think just a little bit more, because I know the disorders, I know their neurotics, I know how to fix them all, how to make them better, so I feel like psychology is not an answer to me anymore as well. And also, I didn't want to be a psychologist. For the same reason, I would help just single people. Why to help just single people when you need to change the whole society? This is the thing. Really it is. Moving on. Moving on. We have what? Math. I still adore math. Well, of course I still adore psychology sometimes, but not as much as math. But why? You can ask. Oh, I adore psychology only for one reason. It makes me think. I really like thinking. I think I have a beautiful brain that can analyze a lot of stuff, can come up with a lot of ideas, beautiful ideas. That's the thing, you know. Ideas can be used somehow. I love math because they give me problems and I solve them. But how do you see your life? Doing math? Doing only math? Who would I be? A teacher? I don't want to be a teacher. A scientist? Well, it's a really hard sphere to develop it. And also, this would not change or help the world very much. Like, I want to change the world. Why? Because I know that I can change people. I've learned it. I've seen it. For me, this is not really logical to say that people can't be changed or that societies can't be changed. I think that one of the things that I dreamed of when I was little is to create my ideal society, my ideal country. There are some variations of this perfect world, but they all stand on just mentally healthy people, and everything just comes from it. Really. Just imagine a country with mentally healthy people. Why would people kill themselves, use drugs, or steal stuff when they are mentally healthy? Most of the people who do that are not. Of course, at least in my own country, just most of the people are not healthy. Yes, and they do a lot of bad stuff as well. I don't feel like I have a job that I would like to do. But maybe I haven't searched very deeply. You know what I want to be? I don't know. I just want to be a chanter. And there is a lot of stuff that can be changed. In my opinion, the only thing that comes first is changing the society, people's minds. I mean it. When you get that, you get everything else. So, the only thing we need to do is to change the society. We need to be sure that people are healthy and they understand what they're doing. I have always wanted to create a country where everything would be controlled, but in a good way. Something like China, but where everything is done only for people's happiness. I really think that everything should be controlled. But we start from a psychologist for every family. So we make sure that this little community is completely healthy. When we get healthy people, they make more healthy people. Not just by giving birth, but it's just how it works. Healthy people influence others to become healthy people. Another thing, I'm not sure what is the situation among growing children in other countries, but it's really bad in my country. If we take a healthy person and they give birth, they get a baby, we are sure that everything will be okay. This child won't grow up with a mental disorder. Not talking about some situations where your child can be an autist, for example, or have ADHD. This is another story, and those children and those parents should be treated a little bit differently. So there certainly should be schools or just classes for these children, because it's way harder for them to adapt to the situations. Another thing, very important, while my mental health is now beautiful, my physical health isn't as good as mental. Although, what I have learned is that it's really cool that my brain was developed when I was a little tiny kid, because I couldn't do a lot of stuff. I couldn't think, I couldn't create if my mom didn't develop my fine motor skills. It can be really, really essential, because we need people to be clever. We need people to come to this world and give them a chance to be anyone they want. And if you don't develop their fine motor skills, they can be limited. And I think that will be our fault. I wouldn't really like to grow up not having the ability to do what I can do. Then, my thoughts about these beautiful things, cell phones. Oh damn. I personally think that control of internet is a beautiful thing. I don't want to see all the bad stuff that comes from it. All the awful stuff. Well, maybe it will be okay for me a few years ago, but now it's not. I want to be in a safe place, and internet gets me out of there. But still, I'm a human being, and sometimes I want to get some information from the outside world, and I don't want it to be something scary. Yeah, I really think that we should control what people can post in the internet. The thing is, when we get healthy people, they will be perfectly okay with this. I'm sure about this, really. So you can't post, you can't bull anyone, you can't text anything rude in the internet. It should be a safe place. You can say, what the hell? And I will say that you don't believe me because you just haven't seen it. You have never imagined that world where everyone is not rude towards each other. Everyone is okay with others. And I'm assuring you, this world can exist because we're just not using our psyche enough. And I have learned how to become such a person. And I'm sure that we can create such society where people will be respectful and not have those awful desires. There is a lot of stuff that comes along with what I want to do. I'm sure you understand that. Well, we still have some stuff in the internet outside of our beautiful, perfect country. And what do we do about that? I know the answer. We just show what is acceptable. You can say, people won't know what is there. People will think that there's better. No. We're okay with news. News? Just tell what is going on out there. But we don't need to show pictures of what's going on. If it's only in theory, it's way more easy and it won't influence our psyche as much. So even if show some things, there is a lot of stuff in the internet that is just terrifying. Some horror movies, nah, well, only some of them. And also, I'm not saying that you should control all this completely. I think that, of course, maybe people will want to see some horror every once in a while, and you need to allow them. There just should be a certain policy about who can watch what. Again, sake. We need only our sake. No kids and all that. Talking about kids. Again, the most important thing is how we raise our kids. Of course, we should motivate them and show them from their young age that there is a lot of stuff what they can do. And they need to try a lot of stuff. Still, there is a lot of stuff for some reason, we were not giving a chance to try. And because of that, we don't see that we could do something. Anyways, I think that if everything goes well, we get really motivated children who would be drawn to do a lot of stuff. The only thing they need is to choose what fits them the most. And again, you should keep in mind that if you or people around you don't like your jobs, it doesn't mean that jobs is not something satisfying. It's only how we treat it, how we were taught, how we chose our jobs. Seriously. Well, I don't think that I'm lucky. I don't know the reason why, but I can like doing anything. It only depends on how I treat it, like why I do this. There's not stuff that I couldn't enjoy. You know, the thing is that I haven't thought about it for a large amount of time. I just sat and I've written all that on a paper. I haven't explored anything. I've spent only one day, and I know that if you let me, I'll do it even better. Another thing, I have a Telegram channel. I mostly post something in my main channel. It's not in English, so it will be cool if you liked it. What is there? I want to create a safe place in the internet. There I want to share my pure, deep, and loving thoughts. Some beautiful pictures that can inspire other people. The thing is, I myself lack such place in the internet, and I would be really glad if you liked the idea and maybe even write me to become another admin. Because this is not just my thing. It's called Maskas, and Maskas is just a name for sharing some beauty in this life. And also, I can assure you that that perfect community can be created even from mentally unhealthy people, because if we treat them well, we can make them healthy. It's gonna take a little bit of time, maybe a little bit of money, yes, but the only thing that we need to understand is that it's possible. In the end, I'd like to add that I'm only 18 and I don't have a lot of bonds, connections, don't know what they're called. So I don't have a lot of people who can help me to help this world. I know that it can sound too big, like I'm not saying about the whole world. Maybe sometimes it's something smaller. Maybe sometimes it's just a group of people who need to be helped. I know my thing. Really, I do. And I can learn anything. So if you feel that you have something like a work for me, I'd be really glad to accept it. And I want to do it just to try to change something more than just my life and life that's around me. If you think that you have anything that can help me, I'd be really glad if you texted me in Telegram. I will put my nickname in the comments. So if you liked this video, I'd be really glad if you saw me one more time. I have this channel and also I have my Telegram channel. Or you can just text me, because meeting beautiful people is also cool. My name is Sima.